I wanted to put this video together just to talk about something about the unknown, or what we think we know about our civilization, our world, or this and that. And I just was looking at this article talking about a blue UFO spotted on a body cam, police officer, after people reported seeing a 10 feet tall aliens. Now, I can sit there and smirk, and a lot of you probably just heard that and probably would think, okay, it's comedy. It's a joke. But you know the weirdest thing about when people talk about seeing something of a terrestrial or something that's out of this world situation, we don't know. There was a movie that came out way back in the 90s, and I remember as a kid, called Fire in the Sky. And I might have to rewatch that movie. I remember seeing it back in the day, and I've forgotten that whole movie, but I need to watch it again. But it makes you think, and it's based on a true story. Now, it says the body cam footage showed a bright ball of light, and they actually do have the body cam footage on the article that I'm looking at. And I don't know, it makes you think. It stated that the homeowner told police there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one is inside, and it has big eyes, and it's looking at us, and it's still there. I swear to God, this is not a joke. We're terrified. Now that is a quote from the homeowner. And also, like, they have the dash cam footage. There's a lot of speculation over the last couple of months where even NASA has said that there's things that have not been proven or seen, or they just don't have a clue. This is the one thing I always say. We live in a world, Earth. It's one place. There are literally thousands, billions, millions of civilizations we could probably not even have even touched. Galaxies where there might, and they always say might, but I do believe there are extraterrestrial, like, just beings. And the scariest thing about it is that it's not so much about the unknown, it's about what world their intents be. We could have an ET friendly kind of alien, or we can have a straight up Independence Day. I'm talking like Will Smith, where we have to sit there and try to, defend the world from Man in Black. Will Smith has been around a lot of aliens, but or some shit like that. I'm just like, the one thing I'm looking at is that for me, for my own personal shit, and you guys can take this with a grain of salt, but when I was with my ex, we were outside. We was chilling. We see 6 spears, circular spears, in a circular motion, like making a spear itself. We saw this in the sky. And I remember we looked at this shit for about 30, close to an hour. I say about 30 minutes, close to an hour. But we looked at this shit, and we were outside, and we could not even think to have a thought to say, what is this? I'm knowing for a fact this ain't no fucking plane. This ain't no fucking nothing. This is some shit that was in one spot, and eventually it went away. And yeah, you might say, well, Jughead, you probably were fucking drunk or on some kind of drugs or whatever. No, this is some shit I saw with my own fucking eyes. Me and my ex, we out there, standing there, looking at the fucking sky, and we see this. And it was big. That's my encounter. I remember my grandmama talking about some stuff when she was leaving, her and my aunties and stuff. They was leaving from bingo. They was looking at the sky. They saw something that they couldn't explain. I remember one time I was with my dad, and we were in the car. We see a big ass beam of light, and we thinking maybe it's a light from a building or something. Maybe it's something this, but it didn't seem right because it was reflecting off the sky. The way the light reflected off the sky, it just looked weird. And yeah, I could be a kook. I could be crazy. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But here's an idea. You think that Earth, this place we live in, is the only place that has life. Where is your fucking brain at? There's a lot of wild shit. And I believe, like, if the government does know about stuff dealing with quote unquote UFOs or this and that, they're not going to tell us. You would send people into pandemonium. They would be, they would go into a rage of doing all crazy shit. There's a lot of things they haven't told us about this and that. Like the moon we have another moon that's going to be gliding, that's going to be basically orbiting us for the next 1,500 years. They sit there and say it's a style of kind of rock. And I've seen that rock for a minute. They've just recently talked about it. But if you've seen the sky where you see a star, where you think it's a star, and it looks kind of big, and you can kind of see it with your naked eye really good, that's it. That's something to be said. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of these reports, they're coming left and right now. And eventually we might have to face the fact that we are not going to just sit there and pretend like this doesn't happen and it doesn't exist. And the government, for all the shit we've been seeing about this and that, politics goes out the window when you're seeing something that's this next level. Because at this point, it's going to be where people are going to see this. There have been reports of many situations where you've had hundreds of people have seen an event where they wanted to put it on the hush hush, keep it on the down low. You don't want mass hysteria and all that shit. But it does make you think, if there is something going on that's outwardly worldly, then it is what it is. But yeah, I've been talking about this and all that, and yeah. But yeah, keep your heads in the skies, people. This is Jugget82, signing off.